Good evening everyone. Welcome. It's been a while. Yes, this has been a crazy past couple of weeks, and I haven't been streaming as much as I'd like to. Hopefully that will be kind of remedying itself soon here. But you know, whatever it is, we were able to kind of get ourselves away from dreary work things and stuff, and able to come and stream here for fun times. Coincidentally, BioWare also released their patch 1.08 today, which had some significant changes, so probably get around to playing with those a little bit and doing some testing and give our thoughts and that sort of thing on here. I kind of already have some thoughts and formulated opinions already, but we're just going to back them up with a bit of actual I guess empirical testing, right? Getting some actual qualitative data from the actual things on there. In any case, it's been an interesting patch on here. Just to kind of give a brief overview, there were some changes to some powers and some weapons, some minor tweaks there. However, the major thing was that melee across the board, from what it seems, has gotten kind of a blanket huge buff to it. And I think, if I remember correctly, they said they nerfed, I think, the Juggernaut equipment. So it was essentially because people, in order to play melee kits, it was mandatory to use that gear, which I think is fair, I guess, but whatever. They still gave buffs to all of the melee pretty significantly. I would say it's somewhere probably in the probably somewhere around the 50, probably a somewhere around 100% increase for some of them, sometimes a bit more, which to me is actually completely replaces and overrules the Juggernaut shield, which hopefully the Juggernaut shield is not too weak now. We'll find that out. And then they also they added a new character, and in doing so, they also kind of made some changes to powers. One of the things was Tech Burst. I guess with this new character, can now be now trigger other tech combos, or it can prime for other tech combos, which I was like, that's kind of ridiculous, but that's gonna be ridiculous for that exemplar character. That's just gonna be tech combos for days. They also buffed tech combo damage, but not the stun or the damage over time. That's been left alone. Air melee has also been left the same. Let's see. They improved accuracy for automatic weapons. They made some buffs to several assault rifles, increasing the damage from the Sweeper and the Cyclone and the Avenger S. Talon got a buff, as well as the Vanquisher got its weight increased. Kind of another little minor nerf to it there. The Indra had its camera shake on the first shot removed, so that might make it more reliable. They reduced the Incisors per shot recoil, which also should make that more usable. So I'm not going to argue with that either. So yeah, it seems like that might be an interesting usability from a usability standpoint. Then we also had some fixes to a lot of enemies. Like, for example, I know they're trying to fix the whole issue with the fiends essentially teleporting through the floor and then insta-sync killing you. So they kind of made some slight changes to the way that they interact. Like, for example, they will not sync kill you for a few seconds after they change floors. And then there's a few other little things here and there that was kind of the way they interacted. Like, they don't charge if you're within 10 meters. But then they also changed the shield gate effects because a lot of the enemies got a little bit too easy on lower difficulties. So they changed, instead of just giving them straight health buffs, well, they did that in some cases. They did give them actual benefits to health. But where they seem to play with this time, though, is mostly with shield gates. Essentially, shield gate, for those of you who don't know, is kind of the whenever you take give enough good grief. Whenever you deal enough damage to an enemy to reduce their shields to 0, there's this kind of dead zone where splash over damage does not touch their health until you get through that shield gate, and then damage will continue. Now, that is with a single contiguous number of damage. So if I do a sniper rifle round, for example, and I deal 1,000 damage, like I have the ish rate, well, the ish rate does more than that, but whatever, we're using round numbers, the ish rate does 1,000 damage for this example, and we're doing 1,000 damage with that, and we hit an enemy who has 500 health and 500 shields, right? Logic would dictate, you would think, oh, I do 500 damage to his shields, and then 500 damage to his health, and he's dead. Well, that with Shield Gate, and this is a carryover from Mass Effect 3, there's that kind of dead zone on there where, and I think the numbers are Shield Gate amount on up to gold, it's been doubled. So previously, the Shield Gate amount, bronze, silver, gold, was 330, 640, 950, right? So that means that if I did 1,000 damage, I was on bronze, right? Enemies 500 shields, 500 health. He had an extra 330 points of damage in between there. That's that gate in between there. So if I was doing that single shot of damage, it would have to do actually, in that particular example, it would have to do 1,330 damage in order to kill an enemy with those statistics. And they have actually increased that to 495, 1152, and 1995 for gold. So you have to do almost 2,000 damage to like extra in addition to the enemy stats in order to break Shield Gate with a single shot, which I don't think there is any possible way to really do that. So it more or less means that Shield Gate, I'm thinking, is impossible to break through on gold now. Now, preface there, or I should say, just to be clear, that doesn't mean that you have to deal that extra damage. That's just for one single shot. This is remedied by rapid fire weapons. Obviously, the next time you do damage, like if I deal 500 health, 500 shields, I shoot one shot at the enemy, it does 500 damage each shot, and I fire 2 of them. 500 damage would get dealt to the shields by the first shot, then 500 damage would get dealt to the health with the second shot, and they would be dead, right? Shotguns also bypass the Shield Gate because you have multiple pellets doing bits of damage at the same time. So it's multiple hits rather than one contiguous shot. That's the thing with Shield Gate. That it's essentially meant to combat insta-kill type situations. The problem that I have with them kind of messing with Shield Gate like that is it more or less means that Cobra RPGs are probably going to be completely fucking pointless now, and I'm going to test that out. I'm going to see how hard it is to kill even basic enemies that have shields and see if it actually, if I'm completely useless against shields because of that 2,000 fucking damage Shield Gate. That's insane to me. That's a hefty Shield Gate. But yeah, so let's see. Moving on to other things here. They increased the range at which enemies will travel to try to execute you. So if if they were within 9 meters of a downed teammate, they would try to execute you. Now they can be within 12 meters. So it seems like a small change, but it just means the enemies will be that much more aggressive to try to execute you if possible. And then, however, they reduce the distance from which a down player can be executed. In other words, previously the enemies might have been able to be within like 3 meters of you to stomp you. Now they have to be within 1 or something like that. They didn't give specific numbers, but that's kind of the example of that one. Let's see. I mentioned the fixes to fiends. converted the Pariah's armor for outlaws to health and shield, so the Pariah is no longer armored. Let's see. Hydra's sync attack. I keep seeing notes here for the Hydra's sync attack, killing targets. I don't know if that means that now, so previously, when the game first came out, the Hydra sync kill, so to speak, just dealt a lot of damage, but it wouldn't really always kill you. And then they updated it to where it did a lot more damage, and it was a guaranteed down, but not a kill. So I think now they've changed it to where it's a guaranteed kill. It's a sync kill, not a sync attack, if that makes sense. So previously, where it would just deal a lot of damage. Whatever. So then, let's see. Observers now have a short charge-up time before attacking. That kind of makes them a little bit less of a pain in the ass. Damage spike at the end of the destroyer's damage field now ignores the player's health gate. Okay, so the melee attack, the kind of charge-up melee attack the destroyer does, is now ignores your health gate. Well, that's fun. And they gave a little bit of buff to an assembler, so they increased the assembler's weapon damage and the amount of bullets they fire in a salvo. So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and switch over to the game here. Whoop. Hooray! Alright, so, and they reset the Krogans because, the other thing on there is they also changed the Krogan's rage mechanic to where now rage can trigger for any kills that happen within a certain, the kills that you do as a Krogan within a certain range of you. So it's essentially a kind of a range skill, if you will, in a certain respect. Downside to that is that's essentially them band-aiding their fuck up with how bad the Krogan's melee is. Let's call it what it is. the melee, by the way, with all these buffs, and this is kind of getting into my supposition on what's going on with the melee, it's still kind of going to be bad on there. Yes, it's 10 meters for range triggers, and like I said, it's largely because rage was completely fucking silly. Unless you chose the auto rage thing whenever you drop below 30% health or whatever, that was the only time that rage was actually useful. The problem I still have is that the actual overlay that it throws on top of the screen is obnoxious with the flashing and all of that stuff. It really takes your focus away from your reticle, which is, to me, that's always a problem. Whenever you have a non-emergency situation that is taking your focus away from the center of the screen, that's bad for a shooter. That is simple. That's simple design logic. Whenever you're designing a video game that's a shooter, you want as little focus taken away from the center of the screen, that reticle space. You want that to be the focus of their attention. That's why a lot of times you won't see as much. You might see in some games, I've actually seen this done before, in order to try to trim on graphical load, they actually made the detail of the game kind of taper off the farther away from the center of the screen it was, because nobody was really paying attention to it. The game looked like garbage as a result, but that was why they did it. The other thing we gotta talk about, the Angaran Exemplar, as you see up on the screen, is as they put it, a tech combo monster. He can do combos on combos on combos. Tech combos. He's got energy drain, he's got overload, he's got barricade, what you can spec for more, tech combos, and then he has a passive that allows the tech combos to trigger tech combos. So it's like, ugh. But they do also have Rorocar enemies and the Firebase Aqua map. So we'll also take a look at that guy as well. I have a pack to get. I have not gotten yet. So let's go and grab that pack real quick. Oh, sad face. I didn't get anything, any exemplar out of that. Not that I'm really expecting it. Also, I think they added some more things on here. I have not actually looked at my strike teams. They've been sitting in here forever. successful, but I didn't get any. God damn it. So after a while, by the way, I realized here, pro tip for anybody, is a complete and utter fucking waste. Pro tip for anybody on here. If you do a strike team mission to some of these guys here, right, and you do not claim the mission by the time this timer expires, you do not get the mission funds. So, yeah. Like, I don't think that I will get any mission funds for this, which is complete and utter bullshit. Now this one expires in 22 hours. Oh wait, no, that was, I didn't see when that expired. It doesn't actually say. Okay. Well, alright, never mind then. I guess that one doesn't expire. This one does. Expires in 22 hours. Time requires 2 hours. You want to have the mission completed and claimed before it expires. So that's what I was referring to. I missed that the other one didn't actually say that it needed anything with that. We'll send a level 20 in there because I'm bored. I don't think there. Oh wait, there's this one expires in 18 hours. The problem is I don't even know if this guy will 50% chance. Well, gotta do what we gotta do. Alright, and we'll be doing the Roakar occupation here to get ourselves some, but I've lost out on so many mission funds because I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to debrief the guys after they completed their missions, so it's kind of screwed me royally on there. I should have so many mission funds that I don't have simply because I didn't claim them in time. So yeah. So let's go ahead first of all. Let's see. So I've heard that the Krogan engineer is it feels really good now with the mixture of a bonus to overload and the Krogan's rage kind of getting better on here. And they did of course reset everybody's Krogan. So if your Krogan gets reset, that's why. Let's see on here. So I think it was this guy, the maximum charge. That didn't get buffed though. So it does 50% more damage when you charge it up, and then the chain damage does the same as the charge damage. So that's not bad. So what is the recharge speed on this guy anyway? It's 11 seconds so far at rank 3. That's with this guy, the 10% bonus on there. So 11 seconds. This would get it down to probably, I think, it might be 10 or 9 seconds. So that might be good. And then go with additional targets. Chains to an additional target. So we can just chain this at maximum change rather than anti-shield or EMP, which, don't get me wrong, these are both really powerful, but I just kind of want to see how crazy it gets if we max up the chain of it. Now the catch on here, normally I would go with recharge speed because it's just great. I'm actually going to go with damage and see what we can get as far as damage goes. So we're doing 480 damage, and that of course has the 1.25 modifier to shields, which is crazy. It's essentially doing over double damage to shields. And then let's get into rage here. Now this is the key on here. Let's see. Damage resistance. The key on here is that the melee damage is really not going to be, it's just really not going to be that rewarding. Normally, like for example in Mass Effect 3, when I did the Krogan Warlord, you know, I'd always go all freaking melee, hardcore melee into his rage tree, which was great. But in this one, I think the idea is that we kind of throw on like a short range shotgun or something. Try to get up close and personal, but not necessarily melee. Even though the melee is stronger, and we're going to test it out because I actually want to see how powerful their melee feels. We're not actually going to probably end up speccing into it when I do a final build for this guy, which probably is a while off. I still have to fix the Angaran first. It is what it is. Okay, so we got resilience. See, that's another thing on there too, is the performing a kill that would trigger a refresh rage. Geez, that's actually we're probably in this. The damage resistance is so you get 15 damage resistance there. And then, okay, so we just get another 15 here, so it's up to 30. And then we get up to 80 for this one. And then I think that is it. So up to 80 damage resistance while you're in rage, which is, it's pretty decent. It's not quite half damage. That would probably be, I think you're taking, like I think somewhere around 42%. Yeah, maybe up to 45% less damage, which is pretty hefty. That's a pretty significant damage decrease. And then, let's see. I've always been curious about this one here of the inspirational. But if you're playing with other Krogans, obviously it's completely pointless because it doesn't stack with their bonuses for rage. But it does give them health shields. Like it's pretty intensive if you got non-Krogans in your group. But we're gonna go with this one here for the melee damage, and then we're gonna go here for more melee damage, and we're gonna see how that feels, and then we'll throw in let's see on here. So this one we can get power enhancement. And that furthers that. Yeah, so I think that's what we'll probably do, just to give this, give us a little bit more power on here, and more melee damage. You know, because why not? We need more melee damage always. And then we'll throw an extra point into Incinerate just to give us a little bit faster on there. So we're skipping Insult Turn for the time being. I'm trying to go in there, and we'll see how that feels. Now, as far as the weapon, which I completely spaced and forgot to grab, we had the Ruzad on there because it was fun. Got 1300 damage. Not quite enough to break the shield gate on bronze, you know. But let's see here. They did make some changes to assault rifle, most notably. No, not the Thokin, the Zalkin. So the Zalkin actually did get some love this time around. So previously, if you guys didn't know, the Zalkin was a really, on paper it sounded like it would have been a good idea, but it actually ended up being complete and utter fucking garbage. So what happened with the Zalkin was that the Zalkin was this two-stage trigger, right? You had a semi-auto fire or a charge-up 3-round burst. The problem is that the charge-up time for the 3-round burst was so long that you could fire bullets faster for an better damage per second if you did semi-auto. You know, which meant that the 3-round burst was completely pointless. It might as well be, you know, just the other, another, what is it called? This guy, another sandstorm. You know, might as well be just another sandstorm at that point. So what they did now is they just made it pretty much a flat 3-round burst. There is no charge mechanic, no separate trigger mechanic at all. It is what it is. My problem with that is that it has no identity unto itself now. It's pretty much, the damage is so close to the sweeper that the sweeper just feels better because it has infinite ammo and better accuracy. Like, and to be fair, the sweeper is a gold weapon, but there's nothing that separates these two aside from the whole infinite ammo gimmick. And that's, I don't know, to me that's kind of a bit of an annoyance. No, but yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, so moving on, I feel like that the change on the Zalkin would have been better served by them instead lowering the charge time on the trigger, like to maybe 0.3 seconds instead of 0.5 seconds. Something small, not a huge change, but then making the burst like 5 rounds instead of 3. That way, and make the recoil such that the recoil is calculated cyclically instead of per shot. So the burst triggers the recoil, not each round. And my logic behind that is that gives it a kind of a unique identity, and would hope, and you might have to tweak the damage a little bit, probably tweak the damage down a little bit, because you don't want the overall damage per second eclipsing the sweeper, which is a gold weapon, a gold burst rifle, and you don't really want to have that eclipsing it too much. It can be close, like it is now. It's like 3 points of difference, I think, when they're both at rank 10. It's literally a 3-point difference in damage. And that's fine, because this guy should not be hugely greater on damage. But you want to calculate, again, as I say, the design philosophy is you want to calculate in DPS, not in actual per shot damage, because DPS is actually what players feel. That's the way that they judge weapons in the game, is how their DPS feels. Like, okay, yeah, the 76 is a really low per shot damage, but at 850 rounds per minute, it feels more than adequate. And I think, yeah, well, they made changes to the accuracy of these guns, by the way. So the Soned and all of them do feel a bit better. We'll get into testing that later on. I think one of the ones that I'm going to test, let's see, where's my little cheat sheet on there? Yeah, and they did not make any changes to any shotguns in this pass. They made changes to the Talon, which is what we're going to be working with here, and then some sniper rifles and all of that. So we're actually going to be going to the Talon, which I obviously do not have maxed. Keep that in mind. We're going to throw a melee damage optimizer on here. Yep, we're going to go that route. And then we're going to go with probably a barrel. Yeah, I think we'll go with a barrel. Just give it that extra oomph. Unless we want to go with a magazine. That takes us from 4 to, that takes 7 rounds. 7 rounds and, hold on, 7 rounds and 665 damage versus 4 rounds, 770. Yeah, I feel like the 3 extra rounds is a better, yeah, I feel like that's going to be better, taking the 3 extra rounds. Alright, so we're going to test that out with the melee mod and the, we're going to take the engineering equipment, although that's fun, and we definitely, that's definitely fun at that 30%. Okay, so they cut that guy down a lot. It went from 75% melee damage bonus to 15. That is massive. That's a massive shift. Holy shit. Ooh, okay, well, we'll see how that plays out. Right now, as it is, while I'm raging, where is it at? Okay, so I get 65% just flat melee damage bonus, and then rage triggers another 25%. So that would be 90% there, plus another 20% there. That's 110% bonus to melee damage on that end of things. And then from here, so we're at 110 plus 15 there, so that's 125, yeah. And then for this one, we're playing with 20. Why the arbitrary 29%? That's so obnoxious. Why not make it 30 or 25? Why does it have to be 29? OCD problems. Same thing with this one being 71%. Anyway, so 29%, that takes us to 54. So 154% melee damage. Which, if the base damage is, I think it was increased to 700? No, that's a Krogan headbutt. 740 damage. Yeah. Boom. So if we take 740 damage times, and that was, so we're at 154%, so that's 2.54. So we're potentially doing upwards of 1800 damage with a single headbutt. We will find out if that's the way it actually works right now. And we're gonna do the row car. Oh, is that bronze? It is bronze. Fucking hell. That's okay. Well, it's gonna feel broken as shit, but oh well. So they did make some UI refresh changes on here. So first of all, we see the host connection thing, which is, I guess I'm at 3 out of 4 bars. I don't know how it calculates that. Probably distance from their matchmaking servers, which unfortunately being on the West Coast US means that I'm pretty far away from it, because I think that their matchmaking servers is like in Edmonton. Or no, not Edmonton, in Montreal. So that's pretty far away from here. I can't fucking imagine what it would be like for somebody who shows up otherwise. Oh, and they changed this over here, so we got some modifiers listed. Let's see. Oh, and I do remember one other thing, something I'm really happy about on this one here. We now have customizable light colors, which I think, what are his light colors? I don't know. Oh, okay, I see now. Yeah, so now you guys can see I can actually change the color of his lights, which are just for him, they're not really all that special, but eh. And they also do, I noticed they put the rank of the character on there as well now, which I guess that's interesting enough. And I'm probably going to start off without waiting, and not wait for people, because I don't think it's really necessary, because it's bronze. I'm curious though, I have not checked, and I'll have to check at some point if I get people in the lobby. What would happen if you buy a random weapon mod if you have anything? I'm not sure I understand the question. You'll have to kind of rephrase that for me on there. So let's go ahead and get started. This map looks pretty good.
Be ready. Who's excited?
Yeah. Where the hell did that thing go? Okay. Shit, I'm bad at aiming this fucking gun.
I'm reading a flat line.
Okay, and I forgot that the Krogans can't take cover for shit, or unless I was just getting shot from behind. But so I do notice that the rage on there. If you noticed something. the bad part about the rage is that that's an easy way to trigger rage with that chain overload. That gets your kills immediately. But I do notice that the rage, like, first of all, can I just say this? Whoever designed this UI, it's horrible. I can't stand the UI for rage. It just gets in my way so much. Apparently that was outside of the range for triggering rage. But God, it's so awkward using a controller still. Alright. So it does encourage you to still be up close. Oh, random pack with the strike team points. Oh, if you have all the common mods, I would... you know what? I'll have to look at the verbiage and see. To see if it actually specifies it's a common mod. Because obviously if you have the common ones, I would hope that it would revert you to then going to the uncommon or rare mods. So weird using a controller. People on consoles are like probably look so much smoother playing this with a controller than I do. Like, look at that. That's so fucking obnoxious. I'm not going to a goddamn rave. Fucking hell. That, like, flashing and twirling and all that shit, it is so grating to me. It's a horrible UI design. And yes, I am very persnickety about UI design because I've done a lot of it, and you kind of learn that you like, and even I have learned. You know, I'm not perfect on it, right? So you guys, if any of you have actually seen my build guides, you've kind of seen them evolving over time, right? So they started off at the beginning, you know, looking like they're pretty cluttered. And then what people told me was, like, hey, those are kind of cluttered. And so what happened? Well, I fucking cleaned them up. Because that's what people want. They don't want cluttered up fucking UIs. I do wonder what I can't remember in the single player game if the rower car had the attack dogs. I don't remember that. Oh, well, that was easy.
Reload. We're tracking reinforcements.
Ooh, this is interesting. No one joining in so far. Go figure.
Enemies tapping into civilian comm traffic. We need to take out their uplink devices. I hear ya.
So something I notice on here, which is kind of unfortunate, is I don't know if it's a mixture of matchmaking issues or if it's just not enough people playing or what. But yeah, I noticed that you get matches a lot less nowadays, which is sad. It really is. And I kind of feel like, to make matters worse, Kotaku, in a rare moment of clarity, right? I'm very critical of Kotaku, right? That's kind of like my running joke of games journalism is Kotaku, right? And they actually wrote a very coherent, well-versed, and very well-researched article about the making of Mass Effect Andromeda and like kind of how the process went. And from my experience with how kind of game design and software design works, pretty certain that they're spot on it. It feels damn true. Like in a way that I feel like it might be a little bit embarrassing for BioWare as a company, and that's unfortunate if that is the way that the design happened. Oh, for fuck's sake, that's some cheap ass shit. If that is the way that it happened, that is very unfortunate. But you know, that's. Oh, I just missed. Hey, we finally got some people joining here. You know, and I realized that I'm forgetting to kill people with melee. Fortunately enough, the wave's done. See, that's weird that like just all of a sudden you just have a bunch of people join in. God, it's so fucking that white flash. That white flash just. It makes me want to fucking throw my... You know, it makes me rage. As a player, it makes me rage. That's not how you want your rage mechanic to work. You don't want the players to rage. It's the Krogan who's raging. I mean, I guess that encourages them to keep the rage going, am I right? What? Oh, that was aimed at him. That on bronze, at least, that power is pretty potent, eh? Am I right? Look at these guys go, eh? Well, now that there's other guys in here, I feel like I'm gonna get shown up. I should have gone all solo so that way people can't make me look bad. Yeah. Where are these guys? There he is. Sometimes these guys are a little bit weird to track, you know? I like this. It's my table guardian. See, so far I'm already running into the first problem, which is my major problem. Is the animations for melee are really clunky. See, I'm having less problems keeping rage going, though. I will say that the there you are. Oh, that was the wrong button, yeah? Pro tip. that talent going in and stealing the kill, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so where is this upload gonna be at? Okay, that's not too terrible. And as you'd expect on bronze, you always get the people that are just running around and kill Hori as hard as they can. Alright, so looks like Charlie is the one that's farther away, so I'll get over there and help with that one. No, but Bravo got interrupted. Means he's having difficulties. I'll take that. Okay, so hey, I haven't played in a couple of months. And has anything changed dramatically in multiplayer? Depends on what do you mean by a couple months. If you haven't played since pretty much launch, yeah, a lot's changed. I mean, so preface this, there are still some major fundamental problems in the game design, which, to be frankly honest, I don't think will ever be fixed, because it was just it's the foundation of the game that's the problem. Which, I mean, to be fair, it may be something that can be fixed with subsequent games. Whatever, we'll see. So what has changed in the past, I would say, maybe month and a half or so, is that there has been universal buffs across the board to a lot of weapons. Powers, melee, a huge amount of stuff. So that's the first thing that I would preface this with. The most recent patch notes can be found there, and that actually will kind of give you an idea of that's just the most recent. The major one was patch 1.06, whenever we saw like just across the board buffs to a lot of mechanics in the game and a lot of weapons and all that stuff. So that it is what it is. I'll take it. Oh god, I forgot it's on fucking bronze. I don't even know why I bothered with that. Keep that rage going. If any of you guys have ever seen Critical Role, whenever I'm playing a Krogan, I always walk up to the guy and I'm like, I would like to rage. Obscure references that nobody knows. Okay, so 20 seconds left. That's a lot of time. There we go. Got a few of those extra kills. And that guy, of course, just running off on his own. You know how it is. Okay, so... But yeah, so the game does feel a lot more playable. But there, like I said, there are some foundational issues with the design of the game and with the design of the multiplayer. Most notably is that the combat system is it's embarrassing. I can't do bronze anymore. It's kind of sad, actually. So anyway, let's first of all, let me hop over here real quick, because I just realized that I was supposed to hop in here with anybody that wanted to do anything. But yeah, so in any case, foundationally, the kind of interaction that a character has with the world in this game is it's frankly it's pathetic. So, and that includes like the sync kill animations are pretty bad, but that's not really new. That's kind of been that way. Let's be honest. So we'll try Berserker. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Overload was actually amazing. That was great. I also feel like this is going to be great as well when we get up to be a detonator. So here's the issue. Let me real quick. What was the other one? Isn't there another guy that has? I think there's another guy that has Incinerate, and maybe he's the only one with Incinerate and Overload. In which case, then he's good to go. But I feel like there was someone else with that same combination who might have been able to do it better. Overload, energy drain, and barricade. That's just like silliness. Silliness. He's got barricade and incinerate, but that's not quite the same thing, yeah? No, I guess not. I guess he is unique in that kit combination of incinerate and overload. So in that regard, that's actually kind of nice. That means that yeah, because these guys got cryo beam and overload. So I think it's a pretty safe bet to spec him entirely for the incinerate overload combination, because you're going to see a lot of use out of that. Now, let me check here real quick on this. Let's spec. So that's going to be 11 seconds with its base recharge. That's going to be 10 seconds. So they're pretty near. They're near enough in recharge times. It's not like throw and energy drain, where there's a dynamic difference in recharge speeds. So you could safely skip out on the recharge speed and probably go with the damage if you want it, and it would still feel useful. That's just at least the way I'm looking at it. Just because I really want to try to... it's not just a mixture of the combos that you're going to be pulling off with it, because obviously that's an important factor. But you do have to remember that this is a detonator. So Incinerate can be primer and detonator. And in all honesty, I think the key on here is that would mean we would probably want to go, well, shit. Because the only way, okay, so I'm thinking probably the way I'm going to go on here is I'm probably going to skip this. I don't think we need to make this a detonator. I'd probably go with double incinerate, and the reason why is because there's no real logical reason, unless we brought ammo powers, to have a second detonator when we've only got one primer. Yeah, this guy is our detonator. It works. This guy's our primer. That works. and they kind of don't meet in the middle. Now, if we spec this guy up to rank 6 and got him priming for either of these, in that particular instance, then we would want to have Incinerate doing double duty. Just because since we now have 2 primers, we would want 2 detonators just to make sure. I don't really think that would be necessary in this case, though, because like I said, I'm feeling like probably just gonna stick with Incinerate and as it is. So yeah, that gives an area of effect, which I feel like that I'm gonna go with this one, and the reason why is because then if we can potentially prime multiple enemies, I have not tested if it primes all enemies in that radius, so we'll have to check on that one. And then we'll get this guy up here, get the anti-armor because that's important, and then we'll get this guy up here, and then I really wish I could do the anti-shield, yeah, because that would be fantastic, but we kind of got to go with that chain. I really wish that the anti-shield was opposing damage, because that, like, do you want just straight damage or do you want more shield damage? And then this one could be, do you want more recharge speed or do you want the additional chain overload? Now the catch is I don't actually know how many it chains to normally at the start. It can chain to 2 additional targets. Now here's the funny thing is, I don't know if I've ever seen it chain to anything additional beyond 2 targets. So that's a bit bizarre, yeah. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Worst case scenario, we might skip maximum. Oh no, that gives us the extra damage. Yeah, fuck. And that gives us the extra synth damage. Yeah, I would say that if we don't see those reliable chains going off, then I would probably go anti-shield and maximum charge. That way we get that extra charge damage, or that chain damage, and the shield damage. Why the game? So all the Krogans were respec'd. But I heard that the soldier had some issues with that. So I think Just Steph, one of the other CEOs from Apex, was saying that she had her soldiers move around. You know what? Let me take a look at that. I have not played with the soldiers in a while. That doesn't help one single bit. It's been entirely respect. Or he's at some point, I'm at level 5 with her, and no points have been spec'd at any point in time. The rank 10 part I can understand, but how do you get to level 5 without actually ever having put any points in? I feel like something's weird there. But it's definitely not, I don't know. Anyway, so the other part of this was, so that's the Krogan engineer, which I feel like that would be a good spec for him. But let's try something else here. So we've got, this was traditionally the most painful Krogan to play here, right? And I feel like that Flamethrower is going to have a unique feel to it with that new setup here. So we need to spec into Rage first, obviously. Resilience, Unstoppable, Berserker, because we're not going to be doing melee here. We're going to be pretty much doing Flamethrower all day. So yeah, we definitely want to get damage because we actually do want to, now this is the tough one. Damage output from, oh, okay, anti-armor. Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely go for the anti-armor at some point in time. But this is the tricky one, right? So what is the base range of it? Does it not say? 384, 192, duration, armor damage bonus, and recharge time. It does not say the fucking range. Wow, that's a fun little fuck up there. By the way, BioWare, pro tip, add the fucking range of these guys on here. That's kind of important. So, if the base reach is, say, 8 meters, right? And this guy's reach is 10 meters. And that's plus 50% damage radius. And say this increases it to 12 meters. That would put the kill range potentially outside the reach of rage, and we want to avoid that. So I am actually going to keep it with lingering burn, because not only does that increase the damage, but that also kind of guarantees, or hopefully guarantees, that we're not going to be outside the reach of our rage. That's the hope. If that actually works. So we're probably going to skip flat cannon, I would say. Let's see. Yeah, and this guy, I can get more power damage out of him. Not yet, but I can get more power damage out of him as well. Powers in melee. Yeah. So, although I don't feel like I would really go beyond 4. If I was going for a power build on him. Yeah, so I think Fortify is a safe bet. Wait, what does this do? Movement speed penalty, right? Not recharge speed? Yeah, so... okay. So we've got a little bit better recharge speed. Alright, so... oh, crap. I don't want a shotgun yet. So let's go with... go with the sniper rifle on. Because why not? That's really what we want to do. Let's... you know what? Let's go with the Cyclone. That was a guy that received a buff on here. So let's see here. Get this stock to get more stability on there. Let's go. Yeah, I feel like the magazine might be the best thing since it's an LMG. So we'll try that out. Shock Trooper upgrade, no. We're gonna go with... we're probably gonna be doing the engineering upgrade, I feel like, yeah? Because that gives us the most flamer damage. Oh, sorry, not flamer, it's flamethrower now. Yep. Although Royal is not yet in the regular rotation yet. Go figure. Yeah. And we also don't have the new map in regular rotation. That's one of the things that I understand why they're doing it. So by the way, little insight into design process on here. The reason why they do that limited release in the special missions for these new maps and enemy types and all that stuff, it's because essentially you're acting as playtesters. They're getting free playtesting out of you. And I wouldn't have normally thought that had it not been for the one new... it's not even in here yet, but the new Deeper Into the Ruins map that they released that has seen 2 iterations that I've seen. So I want something that's close. So let's go ahead. We could do Derelict, or we could do Paradox. I think we'll do Paradox here, and public gold cats. Alright, and then I'm probably gonna throw in a booster. Yeah, I've got, hey, that's at least one thing I've got plenty of. Fucking boosters. I've got boosters for days. Alright, can't believe I got 2 the ultra rare ones so far. Yeah, I feel like do that. And then definitely don't get cyclonic mods as much. I definitely noticed that. Alright, so what I'm thinking on here that I will probably go with is probably go with the assault rifle, yeah. No, give me an ammo type on here. Oh, I don't have any incendiary ammo because reasons. So I'll throw on some cryo ammo. I'm curious how long I would sit here in an empty lobby with my 3-bar connection. That's what it's really about, guys. 3 bars. So while we're waiting to see if anybody actually joins in on here, I'm going to take a minute here, and I want to talk about the new gold weapons that were sneakily put into the game with little or no ceremony to them. There are there are 5 new gold weapons that got released into the game. I think a week or 2 ago. The Avenger S, the Predator S, the Charger S, the Katana S, and the Viper S. Yes, those names sound really familiar. They sound like common weapons, right? Except with the letter S after them. That's because that's exactly what they are. They're just buffed up versions of the common weapons that are gold instead of common. They're rare instead of common, so they're kind of padding up the rare drop table. They're not even padding up the uncommon drop table, which to me is the one that was most underutilized in Mass Effect 3. Ideally, you want a call it an inverse pyramid or a ballooning drop system. Yeah, where, well, depends. When I say ballooning comes back around. So you kind of want, a very few select starter items that are common. So it kind of gives people a taste, but they're moving upwards, right? They're moving upwards, and then the uncommon has more options, more selections, and is better. Then gold has even more options and more selection there, and then ultra rare is kind of the few, the proud, and it has select few options, but they're the strongest, right? That should be kind of the plan there you have, is that I'm not really sure what the term for that would be, a diamond shape, whatever. Point is that instead, oftentimes what they had, like Mass Effect 3, you had a goodly amount of common guys, yeah, and then you had very few uncommon, a shit ton of rares. Like, I wouldn't say like 70% of the fucking characters in Mass Effect 3 were rare, and 70% of the weapons and characters, excuse me, were rare, and then a handful of ultra rares. There was, I would say, probably about 10% were ultra rares. So it was very top heavy. And as a result, a lot of people got burnt. Yeah, and it was kind of like, the fuck, that was not a really good distribution, and they're kind of repeating that same mistake here. They need to add some stuff into the, I think, the uncommon table. Really, they don't have to add any commons. I think they've got the right set of commons. Although I have a fundamental fucking problem with the whole like 2 classes of each of the common characters. Cut this fucking thing in half and then give us one of the appearance options being male or female, right? You don't need 2 of each of these guys. That's just padding out the fucking content. But I think the rare, hold on, let's there we go. So this cut this number in half, by the way. This is a fucking lie. There's not 12 fucking common kits. There's 6. There's 6 fucking common classes that they padded out to 12. But yeah, so that feels like a good amount. Like I said, just kind of get you a taste, get you in the game. Then you've got 6 uncommon. That's not more. That's the same fucking amount. And there's been none added to that pool. Nothing has been added there. Nope. Instead, what we get is we got 2 added into the rare pool, which, to be fair, that brought that up to 6 as well. So now it's on par with everything. But they added 2 in there. And then we have 6 ultra rares. 6 ultra rares. Like, why do you have to have 6 in all of the fucking categories? Like, that's 6 common, 6 uncommon, 6 rare, 6 ultra rare. Now it should be something like 6 here, 8 here, 10 here, and then 2 ultra rares. You know, so yeah. I think it's kind of a silly idea. But going on to the we're gonna go into the weapons as well and kind of do the same thing, yeah. So here we have 5 common. That's good. And then we have was it 10 uncommon? All right, that feels better. And then we have my math is bad, guys. Bad math. By the way, stay in school, kids. 4, 12, 16, 20, 24, 25, and 26. We have 26 rare guns. So just to recap here, we're gonna get to all this nonsense again. We've got 5, 10, 26. See that like jump there? It went from fucking 5, 10, 26, and here's the most egregious of them all. We've got 14 ultra rares. That's not really the ballooning I was talking about. Ideally, I would say the ultra rares should probably come close at least to mirroring the number as the somewhere between the common and whatnot on there. Yeah, fucking hell. Hey, I'm glad I can now see another person in the lobby here. Hooray! I'm definitely glad for that. It gave me a notification at the bottom that there was another person in here. Fancy Bear. He's very fancy, in case you guys didn't know. But yeah, so adding all of the S variants of the common weapons is what's known as content padding. It's essentially a practice in a lot of different mediums where you might have content that you need to pad, where you add fluff, you add something that has no substance to it in order to kind of make it appear as if there's more content there than there actually is. Think of it like a Wonder Bra, if you will. The idea there is to make things appear like there's more there than there actually is. And that is the fundamental problem.
So much for my shields.
I killed something. What just happened there? There we go. Finally got... That ammo runs out really fucking fast. And that damage is pathetic. Holy fucking hell.
Shields are down.
Although that accuracy is alright. I mean, it's definitely not the Soned. This is egregious. Like, how long does it... What is your time to kill a target here? Like... Holy shit, that is so slow. That is pathetically slow.
Squad member down. Grab a wall, front upper.
I'm glad I brought the Cyclone, and that the Cyclone is actually not too bad in its current state, because Flamer is definitely fucking not. Jesus. And that fucking flash. So after this, I'm gonna have to stop playing with Rage, because it's starting to fuck with my eyes with how much that that flash it does. Did I lose game audio? Yeah, I did. I'm glad that they've fixed that problem. I somehow killed that Destined, hiding in there somewhere in that fucking cloak or that stealth field. Hey, you know what? It works. Let me just spin around over and over again, trying to hopefully get the Wraith. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, I'm definitely not none too pleased with the damage of Flamethrower. It definitely still needs a lot of love. To the point where at this juncture, I would say is definitely not something you want to do with your Ragey Crojans. I love them soft G's for no reason. The nice thing too about the auto rage, I will say, is now that you can kind of keep rage going with just singular kills. It does make things a little bit easier once if you trigger it when you're low on health and then you just get a couple of kills, it'll keep that rage going and keep refreshing it. So I think that is, I guess, a nice aspect there. All right, so moral of the story on there, obviously. I'm hearing really weird stuff. Anyway, so yeah, the moral of the story is Flamer is absolute garbage. I will get some armored enemies later that I'll be able to maybe test its armor penetration potential, but the downside on that one is that that's not going to be until the rank 6 evolution that I'm really able to make it any sort of real use out of that armor, the armor penetration. Where is he at? Where is he at? He's above me somewhere, isn't he? He's kicking shit down at me. I love that little effect, that's cute and all that, but Don't mind me, I swear. Problem is I don't have a fucking clue. I can't hear anything around me. I actually, habit you pick up from various, you know, PvP shooter games nowadays is you tend to always want to use echolocation to kind of find a lot of enemies, especially if they have some kind of tell for that. But you're gonna be hard pressed to find them whenever your audio fucking breaks for the game. Fucking hell. Yeah, I know. He's fucking laughing at me. He's like, your puny little cyclone ain't got shit on my son head. If you kind of swerve him back and forth, it kind of looks like he's dancing. You know what I'm saying? That's really what you need to do with your Krogans. You need to make your Krogans dance, folks. Just PSA, we are going to have a Dancing Krogan Wednesdays. So, my kind of thoughts on this is that the melee being stronger, and that was their big thing, is buffing melee. It did highlight kind of my major complaint. Finally got in range. Oh, you fucking silly person. I do think that one thing I can say on here is I do like the bloom, the slower bloom spread. That is actually really nice. But yeah, so one of the things that the melee highlighted here, the buffs to it, is just how painful the Krogan melee experience is. It is frankly absolute fucking trash because the melee animations are bad. It's not about damage. There's nothing you can really do to it because it's not the damage part of it. It's the fact that it's so unsatisfying. And as a kind of treat for like probably my last mission tonight is I'm actually going to play a match with another character that also suffers from this problem, and that's the Asari Duelist, who essentially is a she's supposed to be a melee focused class, yet suffers from the problem where her melee animations are so painful and boring that she's completely just you just don't even want to play her as a melee class. It's like you do her melee once and you're like, wow, that looks cool, and then you never fucking do it again. That's kind of the problem. And to kind of explain it, and I'll show it in detail when I go to play her, is that the way her melee animation works, it's great for gap closing. Because it kind of charges into an enemy if you're at a distance. However, the problem that creates is what happens if you're already close. And essentially what happens is that it needs to back you up in order to close that gap. So what happens is that let's say you use like biotic charge, and you you charge in on the enemy, right? Oh, fuck's sake. Damn right. But let's say you charge in on the enemy. Oh, fuck, yep, he's behind me. Let's get out of here. Nope. Audie just sneezed at me. So let's say you use biotic charge, you know, one of the powers in the duelist kit. You charge in on the enemy, then you do a melee attack. Well, what it does is it dodges back, it dodges forward, and then you melee. And the melee animation for that is so fucking janky that it's painful. Doing one hit, and with the melee buffs, it may make it a little bit less painful because of the fact that you're able to not need to do follow-up shots. But the moment you have to do a second melee strike, it's done. Like you don't even want to do it ever again, because the second melee attack, instead of just, you know, maybe doing a follow-up sword swing, you have to stop, charge back, charge forward, and then melee again. Who will die first? Oh yeah, I have ice bullets. Look at me, I'm gonna go see if I can get biscuits and donuts. Oh my god, no, I died. I'm out of revives. Why did I fucking do that? That was a very poor decision on my behalf. Guys, by the way, don't be like me. Don't use your last revive pack on wave 5. Oh, Fancy Bear is apparently got synced. That's why we're suffering so much. The guy who's carrying the map went down. And to answer the question on there, a simple way, shit. Another problem here is that, oh shit. I think his range on that needs to be nerfed too. That's another thing, is that how far away he can sync kill is kind of what makes him really frustrating. But yeah, so something else I'm noticing on there too is that Flamer just feels like it's really okay, are we down to just him? We managed to carry that one through. Yeah, just barely. Just barely. It's really awkward to play this with no sound. I mean, at least I have music playing to, if I get, like, kind of get focused and want to concentrate, I at least have the music to kind of fill the gap. But if I didn't have the music playing, you guys would see, like, it is really awkward to play with no sound. And it's kind of like the only way to do it is to stop. Oh shit, I need to get out of there. And I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. Okay. The only way to really remedy the solution is to run away from that fucking fiend who's gonna wreck my face. Oh, and there's a. Oh no. Okay, it was. I thought there was an ascendant behind me. I was gonna be like, well, that's ain't that some fucking shit, yeah? Oh, I'm in such a bad spot. And I have no revives. I should have used the fucking ops pack. Why didn't I use an ops pack? Well, at least somebody revived me. Yay. Oh, and he died in the process. Don't worry, mate. I gotcha. You shan't have died in vain. But biscuits and Doans? Oh, fuck. He got synced. Yep. Okay, shit. Get the hell out of there, please. Thank you. Oh, shit. Is there a second ascendant? Oh, it's a target. Shit. Oh, I'm sitting there thinking it's devices. Oh, silly me. And it has to be a fucking ascendant, yeah? Which is wondrous. This is not going to work very well. Fuck. And there I fucking died. God damn it. This is gonna go. This is so. Oh my gosh. And this. Yeah. Wait, did it. Did we fail? I didn't catch that. Or did they boot me from the game? Was that what was going on? Oh, if they booted me, that's pretty fucking cold-hearted. No, we failed apparently. Okay then. That was kind of weird. We didn't get any fail notification. So, right then. Mission aborted, I guess. So, alright. Well, anyway. So let's go ahead and, let's throw up the duelist here real quick. Now, do bear in mind, first of all, she's level 4. And, she's only, rank 1, so obviously I'm not going to, she's not going to be anything special. Let's see. Yeah, I can't get her to barrier drain, or anything of that sort, because that's, or no, I might be able to get her to barrier drain, but I have to pretty much ignore everything else. Which obviously makes it a little tricky, but I think I should have enough. Okay, so I want this. No, I don't have enough. Fuck. Yeah, so I can get biotic melee, and then I can get into charge, and I think that's kind of where I'm going to leave it, because I had another point put into backlash, which backlash is great, by the way, fantastic, love backlash. Not really going to help me out a whole lot here. That would be another one I could go 3 in. No, I can't go 3 into it. Never mind. Alright, so let's check out her weapon, because I don't know. Oh, I had the equalizer. Yeah, let's give her the best chance she has of not sucking at level 4. Let's see. Oh yeah, gotta do the melee optimizer. What am I thinking? Okay, and then Juggernaut shields equipped, and then yeah. So now I'm not gonna put boosters on here just because I don't want to waste them, because the chances of me fucking up are high. Oh yeah, and they also added these new packs in here, by the way. They now have oh, they first of all they reversed the order, so now you have the premium pack is up top, then Arsenal and Reserves, which are essentially the same. This is from Mass Effect 3. Arsenal gives you more chance of weapons, and Reserves gives you a higher chance of characters. Expert pack is kind of the same thing when I was on there, and then they give you Jumbo Supply pack, which is literally exactly just 5 supply packs. You know, it's just meant to be a faster way of accumulating those packs. So it is what it is. So nothing wrong with that. I kind of see that it's great. Gives you more buying options and buying power. No complaints there at all. No camo color box. Oh yeah, because the Arsenal pack, right? I think it was the Arsenal pack had the camo color to it in Mass Effect 3, and now they all just look like N7. It's stock image they use for all 3 of them. And it's exactly the same. And this guy looks like he's the nicest, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, gold, fancy ass gold pack, and this is just like white N7. Yeah, boring. Who fucking cares about N7 nonsense? Yeah, and then I haven't got any of these guys yet, because I am slow and I have been wasting all this. Oh, so there's something in here. Oh yeah, here we go. Random weapon mod. Contains 1 random common weapon mod. That is tricky. I do not know what will happen if you buy that and you do not... You know what? Oh. I wonder... I don't have enough points for it. Can I, is there a mission I can run? Okay, you did it and you got crap. Did you get like a consumable instead? Because I'm curious. I am curious what would happen if I have, because I have all of the common and uncommon mods right now, right? So if I bought one of these with mission funds, what would happen? Would it just give me another consumable or something? And that's kind of my theory, I think, is that it would just give you a consumable, because it has to give you something. They cannot, okay, yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so let's go ahead and embarrass ourselves thoroughly. I'm doing this for everybody's benefit. I know you guys will absolutely love this and love to make fun of me for years to come over how complete utter fucking garbage I'm gonna look like doing this. I'm so sorry for making this a public match, but there's literally no way that I'm going to be good otherwise. So I feel like it would be wrong for me not to at least put on maybe there. I feel better about myself already. Oh god, this is gonna be so hilarious. I put on a cyclonic mod, guys. That means that I'm gonna survive forever. I forgot to fucking reboot the game. God damn it. Well, nobody else is in here. And there goes my my wondrous cyclonic modulator. Goodbye, cyclonic mod. But we need our glorious sound back, because it's gonna be fucking awkward otherwise. Here we go. Hooray! The game has come back. Hopefully this time I can actually hear what the fuck's going on with the game, yeah? Yay, there we go. I can hear the sound for a minute. Okay, so let's try this again, guys. Please wait. Connection being established. We'll get to it fucking eventually. Quit pestering us. All right. Finally, took long enough. I feel like that just took forever. All right, outlaw, public. All right, we got this. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. I've already wasted one cyclonic mod. Might as well not fuck around and waste another one. All right, so here's our real big challenge, is to see how fast it takes me to get fucking wrecked. Trying to demonstrate how bad the melee is for the duelist and why I fucking hate it. So I was a big fan in Mass Effect 3 of the N7 Slayer. And if anybody you guys played the melee build for the N7 Slayer, you will know why he was so much fun to play. It was white knuckle, balls to the wall, godliness. What the fuck?
I'm reading a flatline.
I don't even know what happened there. So that wasn't even the problem. So first of all, it looks like... the first problem that I have annoyance with, I don't know how the fuck anybody plays this class on controller. Because this shit... I don't even know. Hey, look at that.
Shield down.
I can't even hit shit half the time. Oh shit, I'm already out of revive packs. Oh my god, that's amazing. Guys, 50 1 minute. 1 minute, 2 seconds. Record for shortest match ever played.
Aborting the mission.
That was so bad. Why did I pick this map? Why did I think that was going to be a good map and new enemy type to play against? I don't even know. I didn't know what any of the buttons did. I was just mashing shit on the controller. Because I've never played her with controller before. I'm not very good with controller to begin with. So, so let's try that again. This time, I'm going to do it right, I swear. I'm going to give you guys an actual fair demonstration of the melee. Because that wasn't the melee being bad. That was Morty being bad. So we're going to get that fixed. God. That was embarrassing. It was fucking embarrassing. Okay, so I got my charge down. Got my melee down. You know, though, I am noticing, I think the melee has actually been sped up a bit.
Let us bring justice.
So that may help. We'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah. Alright, so we have to find enemies to do melee on, though. See that whole... I'm gonna dodge back, dodge forward melee. This... What is that nonsense and why is that a thing?
Enemy fire!
And that, what the hell
Shields are out.
just happened? God, it's so hard for me not to fucking...
Shields down.
I'm reading a flash.
Yeah. So that one actually felt more fair, but oh, I'm gonna survive longer. I'm gonna survive longer. 1 minute, 6 seconds. 1 minute, 7 seconds, guys.
Team's gone.
New record.
Aborting the mission.
Oh, actually, no. That failed to break my old record. Anyway, so the point was there. So first of all, the point was there that the whole idea of combo shoulder buttons for the third power was the worst fucking idea ever. I preferred the Y button. Let's be honest. The Y button was better. Alright? So yeah. God. I don't even have fucking words for how garbage that bullshit was. And to all of you guys that play on console, I have a newfound respect for you, because I don't know how the fuck you can play the Duelist when you're forced to use both shoulder buttons to charge. It kind of just, to me, makes it feel completely painful. Fucking painful. Alright, so anyway, the point was, though, and I did get to demonstrate this a few times, you're up in the enemy's face, and her animation has to charge in to do the sword swipe, so it dodges backwards, then dodges forward to slash. And it may not seem like it's a big deal, but if you played the Slayer melee build that I was talking about, it's all about, like, slash, 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 slash. Your time to kill is entirely dependent on how fast you can melee. And here, your time to kill is significantly slowed down because it just takes so long for you to do one melee attack. The animation, while it's, I mean, it's, you know, we're talking fractions of a second here, but it's still so long that it's like the whole teleport back, pause, teleport forward, pause, slash. You know, that whole animation chain is just, it's painful. It really is. It seems like they've sped it up a little bit from where it was before, but the presence of the animation chain can only be sped up so much until it starts looking really janky. It's something that can't really be fixed. The only way you could fix it were if you were to do an overhaul of the animation system, which is a large endeavor for a single or one or two multiplayer characters. So I don't really see them like making that any sort of priority. Yeah, so that's really where, as soon as I played this character, I looked at the kit and I was like, holy shit, it's the new Slayer, because she has biotic charge, just like he had, biotic charge. She's got Lance, which is just like it's the Andromeda version of Phase Disruptor, and then she has a sword and she teleports. And I was like, holy shit, yep, it's the Slayer in this game version. She has those invincibility frames just the same way he did as well. Except she's worse fundamentally. And the problem is mirrored exactly when I see the Krogan Gladiator being played compared to the Krogan Warlord from Mass Effect 3. You saw the exact same fucking problem. And that one, you can actually do it by the numbers. How many animations, different unique melee animations, did the Krogan Warlord have? It actually had 5. So you had the standing melee, which had a 3 attack chain, where he headbutted, then overhead swiped, and did a baseball back swing, right? And that was kind of the 3 attack standing chain for light melee. Then you had charging melee, which was the standard Krogan backhand, right? Then you had the standing heavy melee, where he grabbed his hammer, did the big swing, and hit the ground. 5 unique melee animations for the Krogan Warlord, which was a very heavily based around melee. 2 of his powers were affecting his hammer, and then the 3rd power was just tech armor to make him more tanky. So he was literally focused around melee. The Krogan Gladiator, first of all, takes away the hammer powers entirely, so it's just a generic melee weapon, and then a bunch of biotic skills. Wow. And then has 1 melee animation. 1 melee animation. That's it. It doesn't matter if you're sprinting, if you're standing still, if you're upside down, you do the same hammer swing. Except, of course, if you're in the air. If you're jumping, the air melee animation is the exact same melee animation that every other fucking character does. I've got a big ass hammer and I'm jumping down on enemies. Nope, stop. I need to use this Omni Gauntlet to slam the ground with, because I can't use this big fucking hammer, because why would that make any fucking sense? Those 2 classes, the Duelist and the Gladiator, I feel were the biggest opportunity for success and really high octane fun for melee kills, or for melee kits, and they completely fell flat on their face. And when you have the ultra rare, these are the kits that people aspire to get. This is the kits that people play hundreds of hours to get to. It leaves a horrible taste in people's mouths whenever they get to that stage. They finally get these characters that they've really wanted to have, and they just it's nothing. Conversely, Mass Effect 3, now this wasn't an ultra rare character, it was a gold character, but one of the last 3 characters I got was the N7 Paladin. I really liked the look of him. I loved the whole Omni shield. He just looked awesome to me. And I didn't really understand anything about his kit. I just liked the look of the shield, right? And I aspired to get him because he looked cool. Kind of like the Asari Duelist here. She's got a fucking sword. Man, she looks cool. She just looks cool, And so, like that, in that particular sense, I would aspire to get her much the same way as I would the N7 Paladin. The difference is once I got the N7 Paladin, my fucking world was blown away with how amazing that class was to play. That is still, to this day, my favorite multiplayer class. He is just always amazing, and I have 2 different ways I would build him. It was just always fun. first time I played her, I did her melee, and I was like, the fuck is this? And I have not touched her since until I brought her on today. And I actually touched her the first time on stream, and I had about the same experience that I had just now. I got into a match because I really wanted to test her out, and this is what we got. But yeah, so it is what it is. So in any case, let me go ahead and get us switched over on here to my little clothes on here. So it is what it is, guys. The thing is, though, the one benefit on this, though, is that you got a lot of good feedback on this game. Now, the part that I'm not sure of here, and something I would be cognizant of, is while you hear a lot of things about them shelving the Mass Effect series, I don't really think that that's the case.
Something I would be cognizant of.
That would feel like that would be a waste of money for BioWare, but we shall see how that goes. So in any case, though, what we're gonna do on here is, since we're getting closed out on here, I'm gonna get closed down for the night here. We're going to throw a host over to Size 16, who's also streaming the multiplayer with a new patch and doing that sort of thing, so you guys can go say hello to him as he's playing it as well. But we will be back tomorrow for the we'll be back tomorrow for the Apex Spec Ops mission that will be launching tomorrow. A lot of good time to be had there. We'll have some other people on playing with us and all that good fun, and then we'll probably see how the streaming looks for next week there. I'm probably looking at altering my stream schedule, at least for the time being, until scheduling stuff can get kind of sorted out for work, because that's kind of getting in the way with stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. I'll throw it over to Size 16. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Cheers.